Welcome to Know Your Money, where we will explore our relationship with money and how the psychology of it impacts our financial decisions, as everyone thinks about money differently. In our podcast, we'll be presenting a variety of financial topics in an easy-to-understand way, which we hope will assist you with managing your money. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Know Your Money. Craig, Warren, how are you guys today?
No, it was definitely you first.
Hello, Warren. Hello, Brian. How are we doing today?
Well, and you guys.
Yes,
Very
great.
well,
thank you.
Yeah.
Now, Warren, we got a different concept today from Bronwyn.
I know. This is not part of the 7, I believe.
No, so this is just a concept that I've been reading about and hearing about, and it's a term called FIRE. So what that stands for is Financial Independence Retire Early.
Okay.
So often what we focus on is what you need in retirement, but we don't often focus on how can you retire early? What is it that you kind of need to know to do that?
Yeah. I mean, how much do you need to be able to live off interest?
Yes, pretty much. So the thing is, I think financial independence is different for everybody. It's different for the three of us sitting in this room.
100%.
And it's different for every single person. So the ideal thing about financial independence and retiring early is figuring out what it is that you need on a monthly basis that can make you live comfortably. So say, for example, it's 10,000 Rand a month. That might be ridiculous to someone else. How can you survive on 10,000 Rand a month? For someone else, it might be whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah, because for some people, that's the cost of their Beamer every month.
Yes, exactly. And funny that you brought that up. So financial independence is about what is the things that you really do want in your life?
Yeah.
Do you want that BMW that's taking 10,000 Rand a month, or do you want to take that 10 and put it towards this life that you don't have to work anymore? So it's not to say, you never have to work again, but if you're in a job that you're not enjoying, you can say, I don't want this.
We talked about this. You remember that episode with Mike?
Yes.
Where time is our most valuable asset, and real independence is taking control of your time. And so for me, when you say retire early, it doesn't mean stop working.
Yes.
But it means do what I want to do with whoever, whenever.
100%.
But you're also saying that you need to have the money to do that. So you've got enough backup that you can say, I'm not going to work.
Yeah, and that's why I thought this is such a cool thing to bring up. So basically what you have to do is whatever the number is for you.
The monthly number you're talking about.
The monthly number.
Right.
Okay. You take that number and you times it by 300%.
Where are you getting this from?
So the reason why it's 300% is because your drawdown percentage has to be 4%. Not more, not necessarily less, as it stands. So if you have a lump sum amount of money and you draw 4% from it, you will then beat inflation still, and that investment can still grow. And if the markets went down, it has time to recover. If you draw more than 4%, that money may not last.
So Warren, this has been they've done this modelling across all different.
Craig's got his calculator out.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you to give me a number, but it's a model that they've developed over all different scenarios.
Okay.
That if you're in a balanced portfolio, so you have got around 60% in the stock market.
Yeah.
And the 40% in bonds and cash. So it's a balanced portfolio. If you draw 4% or less, there's a 95% chance that the capital will never erode.
Interesting.
So Bron's saying then you get your whatever you're earning now monthly, and you're going to get an inflation link increase to it. Unfortunately, most people when they reach retirement, in what we find in South Africa generally, I think it's around the world, is that they need to draw more than 4%. They're drawing up to 7-9%. And then that does affect the capital.
So it depreciates the capital amount, and then eventually you live too long, more than you thought you would, and you start to struggle.
But if you stick on the 4%, I think what Bron is saying here is that you can retire even earlier. You can retire very early.
Right.
And the 4% rule in that investment will see you through. Doesn't matter how long you live.
Hi, everybody. If you are listening to this on YouTube or can go find the episode on YouTube, we'd really appreciate any likes or comments that you can give. We'll definitely try address the comments, and in the comments, you're welcome to leave any questions or topics you want us to address. Happy listening, and we hope that you are able to know a bit more about your money.
So I think linked to last week's episode where I was talking about my bond.
Yes.
And me wanting to pay it off. So I think there's an interesting part, sort of a quirk to this, isn't there? So if you are, say, wanting to reach financial independence by the age of 40 and you start this at 18, but you are still paying off a bond, you still have children in education, you have to account for all of that, don't you?
Yes.
So how would you, let's do some numbers. Why not? Craig's got his calculator out.
Yeah. So how much do you think you need?
I could survive, right? If it was, I don't have a bond, so I've got levies and stuff like that. I could survive. Me and my wife could survive, assuming my son's education is paid for.
No assumptions. Well, I mean, you can save that in, I suppose, another.
Well, I'm just saying, just pure. Month to month, what do we need to live, and what are we happy with? We own both of our cars. We've paid off the bond. I would comfortably say 12,000 Rand a month.
Okay, so you take that number and you times it by 300.
What we got,
and
Craig?
that's the lump sum you need.
3.6 million.
3.6 million. So then, what would the 4% drawdown on that
So you
be?
multiply that.
Would give you that.
4%. It gives you 144,000 Rand a year. Divide that
12.
by 12.
That's exactly right, isn't it?
12,000.
Look at that.
Maths, everyone.
Yes.
So if you said 25,000, let's do another one.
Yep.
Multiply that by 300. That gives you 7.5 million. So if you need to earn 25,000 Rand a month, you need to have 7.5 million invested, and you can live on that.
So the point of this concept is it is very difficult if you have children and all of those kind of things. But it's like if you can figure out that amount, like that 12. Okay, so if you just want to have that safety net of always knowing that minimum 12 is covered, you need the 3.6 million. If you want to earn more and do other things, you can, but at least you know that that's covered. So
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So it also a nice concept is not to wait all the way until you're 65.
Yeah.
You could say, right, I'm at 38 or 42. I want to retire on 20,000, 18,000 a month. What do I need to get there? And then, of course, you have to put an inflation factor into that. But we can work out, right, at 42 years old, which is another 16 years, for example, I have to put away this amount for the next 16 years to get to that amount, and then I can retire.
Right.
And the whole point of this is like from almost like a manifesting perspective. Like you are never going to retire early if you don't have a goalpost, if you don't have a dream or where you're going. Exactly what Craig's saying. Find out the number, then see the maths behind the number. So if you did want that, how much do you need to put away now every single month to get that? And then, yes, I mean, the other thing is you're going to have to potentially cut costs in some places. But for some people, they don't want to, and that's fine. Then you don't, this concept isn't for you. But for other people, this can really help you create that lifestyle and goal that you...
And I think, I often talk to my dad about this because he's starting to talk about retirement now. And I find that such a funny word, retirement, because I don't think it means I'm not going to do anything anymore. But I think that's that's sort of the concept of it. Is like, okay, I'm just going to sit on the porch and watch the birds. But you're not. I think retirement means I'm no longer a slave to my wage.
100%. That's a
That's
great
retirement.
way. A really good way of putting it.
Yeah. So I'm financially free.
Correct.
Yes.
And
financially free is more of the concept I feel we should be aiming for than retiring.
Then the word retirement's a horrible word. It makes you sound like you're giving up.
Yeah.
No, exactly. And also take away the 60, 65 kind of age group.
Why don't you become financially free at 50?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you carry on working as long as you want. You do whatever you want.
And I also feel like you'll work better. And whatever kind of job you're in, you are going to give those people so much more because you don't have to be there.
Absolutely.
Like you actually want to be there. You want to be doing whatever it is that you're doing.
And I think the great thing is that you may consider not buying a new car because you say, you know what, that new car is going to swallow up so much money every month, instead of me buying this new car, which in about 2 weeks' time will feel like an old car anyway.
Maybe worth half as much in about a year.
Rather put that money away to make sure that I can be financially free earlier than later. Yeah. That would be really good.
So it's funny. It's been one of my goals, probably for the last 5 years, is financial freedom. Which
awesome.
Purely is that I can get up in the morning and do whatever I want.
So I think just practically is choose the day, however old I am.
Yeah.
Whatever the number is in today's money, what I need, what would I like to earn now, and then we can help you work out what you need to put away to get to that magic number of the lump sum times 4%, and it'll give you your income that'll last you for hopefully the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's all get fired up.
But that's a great concept, Bron. Fired up. I like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much, Bronwyn.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Good one. Cheers.
Well, good work with the calculator.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, would like to subscribe, please visit our website, www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.